Hello, Steve White's 89. It's November 13, and I'm doing my little annual Amityville review where I look through the documentaries and things that I have and see what's new on YouTube or whatever. And I just wanted to have a look through some of my favourite Amityville stuff, just for the fun of it. Now, starting off, there's the Steelbook of the Amityville Horror, which didn't have as much art as I wanted, but I did like the back, and it's an Amityville Steelbook. And it's got the original house and the original art style, so I love that. The disc itself doesn't have anything that isn't on the other releases. Then second was the Blu-ray box set, the Cursed Collection, which is actually the later films that were done straight to video after the first 3 theatrical Amityville films. Comes in a really cute box. Now I bought it pretty much just for the box because I thought it was nice on the shelf. It has the 4 films in it. The Amityville Horror, The Evil Escapes, It's About Time, A New Generation, Dollhouse, and I can't remember the name of the company that made them. There were 4 discs, separate discs in the box set, and I have put them in a couple of Blu-ray cases to save space. So you have the 4 from the Vinegar Syndrome. With that's the new art that they did, and the packaging also has the original art that they had. And in there as well, I've also got the soundtracks for the 3 films. So it's a nice little grouping. And then the local Blu-ray set of the first 3 films, I've got that and some space for about 3 more Blu-ray films in there. So I keep them in there with the steelbook so it doesn't get dented or anything. And I just love looking at this on my bookshelf, which is in the background of most of my videos. Now, the first box set I fell in love with, of course, was the standard DVD edition, which came out a long time ago. And not a lot of art, but the exciting thing was it had a bonus disc which had a couple of documentaries from the History Channel. Now, so this was the most exciting part about the set. It had the Amityville Haunting, Amityville Horror Hoax, and On Location, the Amityville Horror 2005, which is just a very small little sneak peek at the new film. When they re-released the box set in Australia recently, they actually added My Amityville Horror to that disc. And I also got this other disc called the Amityville Collection, which had the real Amityville Horror special, which was quite good, and I think we've all seen. And there was another one about a paranormal investigator. But there was another one which had nothing to do with Amityville. They just talked about Amityville and then started the whole rest of the special was about a different house, Wolf Manor. And it's got nothing to do with Amityville except the fact that it's another haunted house, but they called it The Return of the Amityville Horror. They were just desperate to link the name to it and get some views to it, I think. And this also has The Awakening on disc, and it's where I house my standard editions of the that's the local Australian Dollhouse version, and then the American New Generation, It's About Time. I don't think they've been released locally. Then we get to the first one. I love the artwork. They're all sort of similar artwork, much better than the local ones. I've got the soundtrack, the one standard disc of the film, the remake, I think that's the local edition, and then there's the American edition, which has, the only difference is it has a preview for this box set on it, and the rest is the same, the special features. And then the 2-disc edition, which had a whole lot of extra features. And the original disc I got rid of, even though it had a picture disc. I don't know why I did it. Amityville 2, again, similar artwork, but different. Did I show the back? Just has all the special features and some nice pictures. The style's all the same. Didn't really have any special features. Amityville 2, I kept the old Force Video version, which is a local DVD company, because the original print, although it's a little grainy and not great quality, was a little blue, and it just looks more like what I saw Amityville like on video when I first saw it. This is the UK version, which has a bit of a waste of space commentary by a couple of local British, I don't know what to call them, Kim Newman and, what was the other guy's name? I cannot remember. Oh well. It wasn't very good. They basically were just making fun of the movie the whole time, so it wasn't the dearth of knowledge and interesting trivia or anything that I was hoping it would be. Then we had the Amityville Murders and the Amityville Curse, which I still kind of like. I just wish they'd at least tried to make the house look like the original house, which it doesn't. It's just a big brick house. It's very disappointing. But the film itself is okay. Once you get in the house, it kind of works. But once you see outside the house, you're reminded that it's not the Amityville house. And then this is just a version of... which one was it? I always forget the name of this one. A New Generation. It's mostly because it has a trailer, which the American version doesn't have. And also the original disc art is a little different. I kind of like that. So basically, I house all the other discs in multi-disc cases because it's just nice to have them all in one box. So we get to Amityville 3, and Amityville 3 has, again, the Force video I kept because they did a crop of the film, and it's 16:9, and it's much more in line with the other films because it's not as widescreen. And I did like the picture discs, got the original art. Unfortunately, finding a copy of Amityville 3 with that original art is a bit difficult. Amityville 4, that's the American one, which is really no different from the local one. And then the Demon 3D, that's the UK one as well, and that has the commentary from Kim Newman and the other guy as well, and then the 3D version. And that really had no special features also. But I really loved having that box set, so I used to have that up on my shelf, like always. And then, of course, the books. I've got one of each of the main ones. Yep. I got a couple of movie tie-in cover ones that I kept the covers but got rid of the books because they were just extras of the books. There are others I don't have, and there's a lot about the fictional side of it. I mean the real life side of it as opposed to the fiction side. And these are just some articles that I kept because I thought they looked good. I haven't found a lot of articles in magazines about Amityville, and there are a few mostly around the time of the new film to promote the new film, but they did look into the old film, so I kept them for that reason. And I wish I had more. I'm a bit embarrassed by how little I have on the Amityville story. So the Shivers article as well, and like I said, it's mostly about the new film, but they do look at the history of the house and the history of the films as well, and some photos. And then there are cases where I'd find books that would have chapters dealing with hauntings that have a couple of pages on the Amityville horror, so I'd buy the book and then I ended up just pulling the pages out rather than keeping the whole book just for the couple of pages on Amityville. And an interview with Margot Kidder, who I was very lucky to meet and have a bit of a chat to mostly about psychiatric illness, actually, less so than the films. Very disappointed to hear that she actually didn't believe in the Amityville hauntings or in the paranormal in general. So I thought we'd just talk about Superman, but we ended up talking about that more. And that's another case of a whole book I bought just for like one page that had Amityville on it. And another one I bought just because it had Amityville on the cover. That's a video cover, don't go in the house, just use the Amityville house for no particular reason. That was the Hollywood like ghost stories video that was out that had a little segment on the Amityville horrors. That's a picture that she handled but she didn't sign. I wish I'd asked her to sign it. She probably would have, but I'd only paid for one signature earlier in the day that I got. And these are the little mini lobby cards that came with the Blu-ray steelbook. I forgot to mention they came with those. And the Amityville 2 and 3 UK special editions with the they came with booklets as well as little lobby cards as well. And that's just a little ad for the movies which came in the box set. That's the local releases of the three main films with the extra disc with My Amityville Horror and the History Channel specials. The soundtrack for the first Amityville. Tracks on it. That was the scene index card that came with the first film, because I bought the first film which was double-sided because it had the widescreen and full screen versions, and I got rid of it because I had double-sided discs, and the full scale screen version was just a crop of the other one, the main one. So you really were just missing screen. There was only a little bit on the top and bottom that was extra, and it wasn't enough to warrant ever watching it. So I got rid of it. And also, unfortunately, got rid of the one with the picture disc on it, which came with that box set. It was basically that image. I really wish I'd kept that just for the picture disc version. And that's just the special features of... Actually, no, I'm wrong. There were some extra special features on that Blu-ray that came in the Steelbook. I just don't remember watching them. It's an earlier video version. The artwork was okay. I really wanted a picture of the house, not the people, but, you know. And that's the tie-in novel one that I kept the cover of. I skin a lot of books where I just pull the cover off and keep it for the artwork. And that's the American one. That was just the original. No, that was the widescreen and standard version. And that was the one that came separately that I bought first. And that's the local version. I think that's the one. No, that's the 2-disc version. That's another 2-disc version. They just did a gold edition. It's basically the same disc, just a different cover. And then that's the single disc version of the same one. I love that cover. That's the original video cover for Australia for Amityville 2, which I was obsessed with. I'd always look at that. And a local release from Force Video. They didn't always do the best covers, but they got the films we wanted out. And that's a tie-in for Amityville 2 for the book that I skinned it. It's the Force Video release. Again, not the best cover. And that was a celebration of sequels that a local group called Cinemaniacs did, where they showed Amityville 2, Jaws 2, Halloween 2, The Omen 2. And it was really great seeing Amityville 2 on the big screen, and then for there to be a sort of lecture about it. And that's the box set cover, because these specials that were from the UK, they had a slip cover, a booklet, and a set of lobby cards, miniature lobby cards that came with each one of them. They just did Amityville 2 and 3. And there's the booklet for 2. And the booklet for 3D. Then we have the novelisation of 3D, because I skinned that one because I had 2 of it. The regular one is in with the other books. The original Amityville 3 cover, which unfortunately is really faded, which I have not been able to find one that wasn't faded, because that should be dark blue. It should look like that, basically. That's the Force DVD. And again, they didn't do the best covers, but they got the films we wanted out, which is why we loved them. And that's a bit of a recreation of the original art on the slip box for that, where they've put the original hand in, but they put it over the regular house, not the blue house, so it does look better, but it's not the original artwork. And the Amityville Curse, which has the worst artwork from any of the DVDs I remember seeing. And The Evil Escapes, that was just an alternate cover. And that's the US cover versus the local cover. At least the US had a little bit of biography and film highlights and trivia and stuff in just some text on the disc. Our local one didn't have anything. Then we get to the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray covers, and that's the new artwork, and that's the original one based on the ad that was in the TV when it was released and when it was on TV. Unfortunately, they didn't use the cover of the actual video edition, because that actually had quite a nice cover, but it wasn't the official poster art, so we didn't get that cover. We got this one, which I really don't like. That one was much nicer. It had the original house and everything. And that's It's About Time, which of course is a different one there. And the video, I was so excited to find these videos together, the Amityville, It's About Time and Dollhouse together. I never found A New Generation, which is why I'm not as familiar with it, because I didn't have it at home to watch all the time. But that's slightly different artwork. And then I got the DVDs, which were the first things I think I ever ordered on eBay, I think, was these 2 videos, the DVDs, to have all the Amityville films on DVD. And then that's the track list for both the soundtracks, because one has the soundtrack to 2 of the films, and then the other one's just Dollhouse. And then we get to A New Generation, the different new artwork. The original artwork represented, and they do have some special features on those. And then this was a foreign one which I kept again because it had a trailer and it had slightly different artwork. And that's on the disc. That's mostly why I kept that. Those are the covers of the soundtracks again. The Dollhouse video. I always liked the Dollhouse one. It's the other side of the CD. Another version of Dollhouse. Another version of Dollhouse, it's a local one. And then the Vinegar Syndrome version with the new artwork and the original artwork. And then there was a box set of both the 79 and 2005 Amityvilles. And now just the local and US versions. The Awakening, which I think had a really beautiful cover. It's so weird to see a white cover because I'm so used to so much black, but the artwork for the release and promotion of the film was pretty good. Unfortunately, it didn't actually get a decent release or promotion. And then, of course, the Amityville Murders, which was a bit cheap, but it was quite well done. And, of course, the cover for the Amityville collection with The Last Testament. That was the sort of new documentary on that I hadn't seen before. So those are some of my most prized possessions, my Amityville box sets, which I love, which are always on my bookshelf so I can see them. Yeah, I just wanted to share them. I don't know if anyone really is interested in any of that stuff, but I kept it because it is important to me. I like Amityville, and I wish I had more. I should have gone through more magazines and scoured, I don't know why I kept that on that angle, and scoured more magazines and things to get articles and pictures and things, but we didn't have a lot of fan and genre sort of magazines and that in Australia, and they're fairly expensive, so I couldn't really go around buying them all. But yeah. Something else I wanted to comment on as I was going through them, I forgot what it was, but I think I just have to stop there. Oh, the Vinegar Syndrome ones, just quietly, they're not zone and region locked. I bought them just for the box and the covers. But yeah. I don't know if anyone is supposed to say that. I'm just going to slip it in here at the end of the video. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.